What day is it? What month? Are we in January? Is it 2022? Where are we?
I think we're in North Wales, and the year's 2087.
And everything's gone back to normal again.
Everything's gone back to normal.
Thank goodness for that.
But we're all about 110.
Do you know what's very exciting, though? Despite the fact that it's 2087, it is now season 2 of Modulate TV. Can you believe that? Season 2.
I can't believe we got commissioned for another season, but here we are.
I know. I know. We've had to insert all that advertising throughout the show for season 2. Hope you don't mind that too much. Anyway, sausage rolls are available from Poynton's in Old Colwyn. Anyway, I hope you do enjoy the show very much. We've got obviously we've got Matt here. We've got Rob here. I'm here. Hello. And it is season 1 episode 1 of season 2. And we had, I think we were saying before, didn't we? We started. Crikey, last March, almost a year ago.
Yeah, last March. We did 10 episodes last year, starting in March, yeah.
But more importantly, Matt, you were saying before that the last time we actually had a live Modulate was almost exactly a year ago.
Yeah, I think Rob just found it was the 22nd of January 2020 when we all were able to get together in the same building and not be all about each other. And
what a very different time that was. I mean, we were all going, have you heard about that? What, sniffles? Don't we?
How bad could it be?
You'll be fine. Have another beer, shake everybody's hand, give everybody a hug, just go back home again. It'll be all right.
Yeah, but no, it was, in Sheldon's, the 2-box challenge. And that was little did we know then, that would be the last face-to-face one for a while, so...
I know, but out of that has sprouted something magnificent and wonderful. Has sprouted 10 episodes of Modulate TV, which has produced some of the most amazing, eclectic music from around the world, which you guys have brought together.
Yeah, and brilliant thing about this episode is some of the people we had on last year are back. So they come back and doing more stuff with us. So we've got a nice mix of, I guess, the Modulate regulars in terms of people who played Modulate when we could all get together. So we've got Matt, Sorcery and Robot on. Andy's got a track for us. I've got something on there. But then we've got Almec and Tell Her and Stereoripe, who all performed at various points of last year. And a couple of newbies as well. So we've got Probbie and Richie 303 as well. So a lovely mix of kind of artists coming back and new artists and regulars. So, yeah.
So what's the big song we're going to kick off the night with? That's the big question everybody's asking.
Well, so it's the theme really for this one is January. So for those that don't know what January is, it's where you attempt the crazy notion of doing a different jam every day in the month of January, which seems like a good idea for the first week. Seems vaguely trying in the second week. By the third week, you've just lost all concept of what day it actually is. And then you pass halfway, so you think, oh, God, sod it, I just need to keep going. But anyway, so Matt, a sorting robot, is doing January for the first time, and he's put together a mix of the best bits of his January. So I won't say too much about it until after we've seen it, but this is just a brilliant idea, and it's just fabulously put together.
Well, it's an amazing tune. I tell you what, should we have a listen?
Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's dig in. Okay, this is Sword Swinging Robot with his Mega Jam. really was a mega jam. Matt, that was amazing. Really enjoyed that. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Just a little bit of gear talk for a second. So you're using a Pioneer, and I don't know what it is. It's a piece of Pioneer DJ equipment sat in the centre there, which I've never seen you use before on anything you've done before. So how is that integrated into the set of kit that you've got there?
Yeah, it's the DJM 900 Nexus, if you want to tie in into our techno friends from across the border. So that's a 4-channel DJ mixer, and the idea with this was that I would have the Digitone and a few synths, the Mofo and the TB3 plugged into one channel. I've got the analog Rhythm plugged into its own channel, and I've got the analog 4 plugged into a channel, and then I could mix them on the faders, use some of the funky DJ effects, and try and just mix between the different hardware as if they were records.
So you're using it as a mixer, then, are you? More than anything else, but it's just you've got more control than you have with a normal mixer.
Yeah, I think the idea was you've got the EQs on each channel. You've got what they're called color effects. So there's a filter on each channel that I'm using on a couple of them to fade out or to cut the bass out of one as one of them's coming in. So it gives you a bit more flexibility. I turned out to be a lot busier than I would be if I was doing a DJ set, so I did a lot less farting around with phasers and slip roll and all that fun stuff. Maybe next time.
Was it all synced? Was it all synced by MIDI?
It was, yeah. I started out without any MIDI between the boxes, and then it's just like, well, there's no point beat matching. You can speed them up and slow them down with the little left and right keys, but it just gave me more to do that didn't actually add anything to the set. So yeah, I thought I press play on one and just let them all go.
It's a cool idea. It'd be nice. We've been talking, haven't we, saying if we're doing something live, and whether with modular gear or other people's gear, just to hook up via a MIDI cable or sync it, and actually use the DJ mixer as a way of collaborating with someone in a kind of live performance. That'd be something cool definitely to do at some point.
Well, that was amazing though. So right, okay. So next up we've got Almec. I'm just going to say right from the start, nice socks.
Absolutely. Yeah, and definitely socks, not slippers this time.
Definitely socks. I looked twice. Definitely socks.
If you follow him on Instagram, he's always rocking a fine pair of socks. It has to be said. Yeah, it's Almec. So Almec was on, I can't remember what episode he's on last year. He was on fairly early in the year. So Alex, he's a producer based in London. Very, very active on Instagram. Just about to release a new album. So he's got an album called Vita, which is out on Bandcamp now, and I think it'll be going out on Spotify and other streaming things on January the 29th, he says. So
right.
Next Friday when you're watching this. So yeah, and we've got a track here called In Step, which is taken from that new album.
Here we go. Crikey, that was a bit of all right. Almec in step, that really was amazing, wasn't it? We were just chatting about that whilst it was playing, and just said how amazing that was. And well, you were saying, Rob and Matt, that's the muscle memory must have to be able to play like that on those complicated pieces of equipment simultaneously, particularly the Digitact.
He kind of must have reached that stage with both machines where it's just automatic, and he's kind of got the muscle memory that I've never known what that is, because I never keep anything long enough to develop muscle memory. A few modular bits of gear I have, but yeah, he must just have that muscle memory of just knowing without being able to do it almost without thinking. But
yeah. And cool. You must know the song absolutely inside out.
Yeah, it's just somebody who you can see that his setup hasn't changed, or that we can see in the year that since he last performed for us. So he just knows the gear inside and out and doesn't have to think, can just perform.
Is that a drum brute that he's playing now?
It's a mini brute.
Is it a mini brute?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right, okay. And he's got a Moog there as well, or Moog, sorry.
Sub 37.
Is it? I'd written down too. I couldn't quite work out what it was. Is it sub 37? Is it?
Yeah,
sounds awesome.
Lovely synth. And yeah, it's watching him play it is amazing.
Yeah,
play it and do all the stuff on the Digitact at the same time. Which I mean, the Digitact's great, but it takes a lot of attention to play stuff live on the Digitact. So
well, exactly. I mean, there's a lot of mind processing going on there, isn't there, with everything that's going on, trying to make sure that you're doing everything in time when you're actually trying to sequence all these things live and actually get the things going. It's not easy.
I'd have no chance.
He is an absolute master on the Digitact, though. When you follow him on Instagram, most of his jams he's kind of using the Digitact, and he just absolutely kills it on that box. He clearly knows it inside out. But again, one thing you notice when you follow him is the variety he gets out of that setup as well. It never sounds stale, and he's just always kind of pushing it forward. It's that knack of sounding familiar yet different at the same time, which always a sign of a top producer.
There's a kind of easy feel to his stuff that it's technically complex, but it just feels so kind of vibey, and it's just great to listen to. I can't wait to hear the album.
Absolutely superb stuff as always. So next up we've got another. Oh yeah, crikey, yeah, quite amazing. So we've got Tell Her, and again Moog. I'll get it right this time. So we've got a serious piece of Moog equipment here, haven't we?
Yes, in one of his modular cases, he's stacked the Holy Trinity. He's got the subharmonicon, the Mother 32, and the DFAM, all kind of just stacked one on top of each other. I know he's spent quite a bit of time during kind of lockdown in January exploring using those three bits of kit together. But then he's got his drum setup, which is based around the Erica drum sequencer.
I just love the buttons on that thing as well. It looks like it should be something in NORAD or something like that. Serious button game going on there.
Yeah, Robin Woodwise just got the Erica drum sequencer in his new setup, so I keep getting messages from him every day saying how amazing it is. But I don't need a drum sequencer, and I don't have space for an Erica drum sequencer. So
you heard it here first.
I must resist.
Now watch his Instagram. How long will it be?
We should probably have a listen, really, shouldn't we? This is Tell Her. What's the name of the song, Rob?
He does that much. He doesn't actually name anything, really, so I don't know.
It's fair enough.
Yeah.
This doesn't need names. It's that good. Let's just listen to it. Tell Her. that was Tell Her. Tell you what, that's a repeat listener.
Yeah, no, totally.
I'd listen to that time and time again.
I have been. As soon as he sent it through, some of the stuff he does is quite hard, but that's a bit more melodic and really enjoyable.
So if we want to listen to more, where can we find that?
We'll put a link in the description, but he's just set up his own Bandcamp. He used to have his label that had some stuff on, and he's put, I think it must be about 20 tunes on there. So I think a load of stuff he was working on last year that he didn't send to labels or was just kind of sitting on for a while. He's kind of used lockdown to get all that finished and loaded it. So and I think most of it's a kind of pay what you want kind of thing. So yeah, I think he'd just love it if people go on there and support his page and follow his page and download a bit of his stuff.
Well, I mean, the same as everybody who's on here tonight, everybody does this for free, and it's so nice if people will go and support them in some way or other. If you can afford to pay some money, please do. If you can't, that's fine as well. Not everybody can afford to pay.
It's just the interaction as well. It's just knowing people are out there following what you do. And I mean, he's so prolific on Instagram. He must put like 5 or 6 different jams out a day just of him in his gear working on it. So sometimes it's like 7 o'clock in the morning and you're thinking your neighbours must love you, but but no, he's a good guy and regular on the show now, so go support his stuff.
Right, superb stuff. So again, coming up now, Luminek, I've been looking forward to this one coming up. I know you shouldn't have a favourite, but this is my favourite. This is amazing. This is Stereoripe. Where are these from?
From Cardiff, I think.
He's from Cardiff, yeah. And again, he's another one who's been doing January, and the beats he was posting were just absolutely on fire. So it's just like, have you got anything finished that we could use for January? And he's like, oh yeah, not yet, but I can do. So he actually stopped doing his January post to finish this for us.
Oh really?
Which is just, it's just brilliant. And what a track!
It's proper Prodigy.
Yeah, it is pure old school, isn't it?
Yeah, it's proper good Prodigy stuff, this. And he's got a Roland JDXI in there, but he's also got that sampler. Was it a...
SP404?
SP404, that's it. The one you used to have, Rob.
Absolutely, many moons ago. Big Boys School Days, the SP404.
Big Boys School Days. We did, what was that sample we had on there?
Cream buns. We had cream buns on there.
Cream buns. Yep. Yeah, look that up if you don't know it. It's a beauty.
Classic.
Or is it? But anyway, but this is a classic. But I tell you what, let's have a listen, shall we? And then we can come out the other side and have another chat about it again. So do we know the name of the song on this one?
Dim the Lights.
So this is Stereoripe, In the Lights.
From Tiger Bay. No lights, no lights, engineer. No lights, no lights, engineer. No lights, no lights, engineer. Is somebody smoking ganja? Some signal from Tiger Bay. somebody smoking ganja? No lights. No lights, engineer. No lights. No lights, engineer. No lights. No lights, engineer. I want to see some signal from Tiger Bear. No lights. No lights, engineer. No lights. No lights, engineer. No lights. No lights, engineer. Is somebody smoking ganja?
See what I mean? Prodigy, wasn't that just? Oh, I bet everybody was up and down bouncing around with that.
Put your glow sticks down, Jules.
Yeah, I should do actually now, shouldn't I? Really?
Yeah.
But so that was Stereoripe. Again, Rob, where can we hear more about Stereoripe if we wanted to?
He released an album at the end of last year. I've forgotten its name. I think
Merking for the
probably
Weekend,
remember.
it's called.
Merking for the Weekend.
Really quality stuff.
Brilliant.
Really good.
Yeah.
Great title as well.
Absolutely brilliant. And he is on a compilation of dub music by the Ritual Collective label, and it's the Welsh Dub Alliance Volume 2. And I've had a quick listen to some of that, and that comes out on the 28th. And that sounds magnificent. So, again, just get them all in your favourites on Bandcamp, and yeah, another one well worth supporting.
Support where you can. Right, coming in next, we've got it's one of our stalwarts. He's probably not going to enjoy that description, but it is one of our stalwarts. It's good old Andy Peggs.
Absolutely.
On the other show, the Only Human show, we had one of his songs the other night, which is quite a melancholic piece, which is really quite beautiful. And again, this piece tonight is again it's quite an aside for Andy. I think it's not his usual style. It's quite different.
What I love about this is the simplicity of it. I like how you can see the whole setup. You can see exactly what's going on and how it's all patched, and very simple but incredibly effective, and just a lovely melody, and it kind of just evolves through the piece. Is nice bit of restraint, which can be hard to do in modular, but very effective when done like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely. Anything else to add, Matt, before we jump straight in?
No, let's not keep the people waiting.
This is Andy Peggs. Wow, that was absolutely lovely. That was Andy Peggs. And I'll be honest, I actually didn't realise this was Andy Peggs because I didn't notice his face in the video.
Can you tell from the carefully arranged sort of bits of art around the setup and
I should have done, really.
and the perfectly static camera position and framing?
I was going to say that's the Andy Telltale, isn't it? You get that first person perspective. You're right there with him.
Get the bounce.
But yeah, it's just the sounds that he's getting out of the modular gear at the moment. He's found a whole new level of just like pretty, with drenched in reverb, and he's usually you'd know him for his kind of faster stuff, lots of acid, lots of kind of big chunky beats, and he's just proving that he can do whatever he wants to turn his hand to at the moment.
Yeah, and genuinely just quite a beautiful piece. And I just wrote down as well that it does nicely develop as it moves through as well. It's just a slow, easy development that you just follow with it.
Yeah, he's using the Bloom sequencer as well, which I tried and never fully made friends with it. I get some lovely stuff out of it, but then other stuff just didn't work for me. But Andy's really seems to have found a nice kind of flow and rhythm with it, and yeah, so you can kind of tell the sound of that sequencer, but again, he's controlling it better than most people I've seen use it. Really, he's kind of seems to have found a nice kind of rhythm using that sequencer. So yeah, top piece of work.
Genuinely was a beautiful piece of music. Next, we've got somebody I've not come across before, Probbie. Is it Probbie? Am I pronouncing that correctly?
I think it's Probbie. Paul Williams.
I can honestly say I've never seen so many cables plugged in my life. That looks like just if you opened up a patch cable cupboard inside a server room or something like that. That's what it looked like. It was phenomenal. How on earth does he know what's going on there?
But how beautifully neat is it?
Oh yeah, it's perfect. I mean, the guy is an artist.
Oh, he's
just in the way he's put his cables out.
Yeah, no, he certainly is. He's just always someone who just gets the most beautiful melodic stuff out of what from the amount he gets out of that setup. I mean, it's not a small setup, but compared to a lot of modular setups, it is. I mean, I would read through his patch notes that he sent for this piece, but we could do a whole separate show, I think, just talking to Paul about how he's gone about approaching this piece of music.
I tell you what, should we have a listen? Is there a name for the song?
I'll come to that after the.
Why don't we do that?
I'm looking at his patch notes, so I've lost that bit. But
that's all right. You've got yourself evolved into his patch notes. That's absolutely fine. Let's have a listen to the song. This is Probbie. This is amazing. You will thoroughly enjoy this. How cool was that?
Amazing.
Again, that cables,
gorgeous.
everything, the whole thing, astonishing. So, what was the name again, Rob?
It's called Quadify, and it's another one person who's got a new album which is called Soul and Flow. And how exciting is this? And I know you love an exclusive, Jules.
Everybody loves an exclusive.
Everyone loves an exclusive, but his album is loaded onto Bandcamp, ready to go, and will be going out live on Bandcamp as this show is going out live.
Holy
So
guacamole.
he saved the launch of his album to coincide with his performance for us, which is just wonderful. So,
Well, that is wonderful. And again, if you can support, please do. Everybody does this for free. If you can support with money, fantastic. If you can't, again, don't worry. We can't all afford it. So, but just support the people who try to make this music. Because, again, if you look at the songs that have been produced here tonight, look at the amount of effort that's gone into everything, it's amazing. The amount of time and effort that goes in. You guys know, because you do this.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, it's not something that's quick, is it?
No, and that's such a beautifully crafted track. And just to hear a modular sort of sing so harmoniously, like... Yeah, I really loved that one, and it's one of those. There's a few people that I've found through Modulate and Instagram where as soon as the track starts, you're just like, oh, okay, you have my full and undivided attention. I am utterly hooked, and this was definitely one of them from the first little beep, or that's doing it a disservice, but the first tone that came out of that thing to the very end, I was absolutely hooked, and just that whole. It just looks like a nice, with the white room and the white speaker and everything. It just looks like a lovely place to go and sit for a little while.
Just looks so calm and chilled, doesn't it? Yeah. I think. I mean, he's someone who probably approaches it different to I'd approach modular in that he. I think with a set like this, he'll take a long time, kind of preparing it and developing a patch. And as I say, when you look at how he's described what he's done, that would take several days to be able to pull together everything like that to get things like chord progressions in the way he has using attenuators, and the precision that would be required to do that is extraordinary, really. So he takes a great deal of care, and just a huge amount of musicianship in that piece of work. Just beautiful. Can't wait for the album, because if it's anything like that, it'll just be a lovely chilled listen, won't it?
You can open that in another tab. You can listen to the rest of the show and then click over.
Absolutely. Don't tune out. Just tune in. Particularly as we're coming up to... Am I right? Is this our last song of the night?
No, we've got a couple more.
Oh, thank goodness for that. I was getting worried there for a second. Oh, yeah, I've got a second page. That's why. Yeah, thank goodness for that. I had a right panic on. Well, we have got a cracker coming up next, though. That House is coming up next, I think. Is it? Am I right?
Yes, this is our very own Rob up next. January seems to have just properly inspired him to greater things. I think this was the 4th demo that he sent me, and there must be about 30 or 40 minutes of music that's come out of him this month alone, or in the last couple of weeks. This is
a big compliment to you, Rob, because when I watched this, I didn't realise it was you. Because all I had was That House. It didn't have your name on it, and I couldn't see anything. And I did wrote down. I don't know how he's seeing what he's doing.
I was mentioning that on the modular as well.
Because I could just see lights and your hands occasionally moving around. So whether you were just making it up and you'd pre-recorded it and then just moving your hands around, I'm sure that wasn't the case, Rob.
There's actually more light than you think, because there's a lot of light coming off the modular, and and I kind of know the setup fairly well. So once you've got a patch going and you kind of know the bits you're trying to control, then it does just look cool with all the lights off.
It does.
It just came together quite quickly, and one of those that you just like, well, I better press record on this, and
well, it might have come together quite quickly, but it came together extremely well.
But I mean, it's the thing with modular. You either capture it and it sounds great, or you're never going to get it again. So do you know what I mean? You just have to do your best to kind of capture what's coming out of the modular. And I think Andy would testify to this as well. Sometimes it's great, like the stuff he's done tonight. Other times it doesn't quite work, and you kind of move on. But I was pleased with this one.
No, you should be. It was amazing. Matt, do you think we should have a listen?
Yep, absolutely. Fire up.
let's kick it off. This is Rob Dixon Etchasketch with That House.
Fearing the rise and dress, fearing the rise and dress, fearing the chronic angers of that house, fearing the chronic angers of that, fearing the chronic angers, fearing the chronic angers, fearing the chronic angers of that house, fearing the chronic angers of that chronic angers of that house, of that house. him, being indifferently to him, indifferently to him, who had driven out the summer dress. And slowly I would rise and dress, fearing the chronic angers of. And slowly I would rise and dress. Slowly I would rise and dress.
Rob, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I like every one of your songs. I like the one we played the other night on Inhuman as well, actually. That was really, really nice too. And what were the samples that you were using in there? Because I just wrote down, there were really great samples in there. I loved those.
So I got the other week Soma Ether,
Right.
which is their... they call it a radio, but it's not a radio. It doesn't tune into radio channels. It just picks up frequencies in the atmosphere around you. So mainly static and mainly noise, it has to be said. But if you walk it, it's doing, say if you walked up to your kind of microwave or your router or your modem, you'd hear noise associated with it, but then it picks up kind of just sort of random stuff in the airwaves. So that, I actually put it against my chimney breast, and it's obviously just tuned into a random radio station, I assume, or it might be, I assume it's a radio station, but there's no tuning knob on it. You've just got a volume and then something that kind of changes how intense the signal is. And I'm a little Zoom recorder thing, so I was just recording everything that came out of it, and this voice just appeared with that sample, and I was just like, oh my God, that is just utterly brilliant.
Yeah, it was, because I thought it was from a film or something.
I think, I don't know, it sounded like a bit of poetry or something, doesn't it? I've no idea. I've utterly no idea where it came from. It was just one of those serendipitous moments where you just capture something like that. So that's gone into the morphogene.
Right.
So the make noise morphogene. So you can basically get they call them reels, and then you can basically cut a sample up into little sections, and then you can dial through those sections on the morphogene. But then within a section, you can dial through the start point, and you can make bits overlap and start at different points and play different segments of it. So you can take a 2-minute sample, chop it down into like 10-second bits, but then within that 10-second bits, you can just kind of play around, and you can just, it's just, I mean, since I bought it, I keep going on to do different stuff on January, and then it's just, oh, there I am. It's the morphogene again. But that sample was so good, and then I just had a kind of little skittery beat in the background that just seemed to work quite well with it, and some fairly minimal sort of melodic elements as well in it.
I do like this very, very much. And again, there is a slightly different style you seem to be bringing out at the moment. It's not saying that you always do the same style and it always sounds like the same, but you know what I mean? There's a difference in what's coming out, and it might be something to do with lockdown, might be something to do with the time of year, might be something to do with 2021. I don't know what it is, but there seems to be a few people changing style slightly.
Don't know. I never know what's going to come out. I just switch on and follow where the machines take me, and
keep churning it out, Rob. That's what I say.
Well, I don't know what else to do, so I will.
Exactly. What else is there to do?
Well,
apart from look out a window with a grey sky every single day. But apart from that, let's keep it upbeat. Come on, Matt, don't bring it down. What are you doing?
See, sometimes you can go for a walk in the rain as well, Jules. You know, it's not just.
That's true. You can go for a walk in the rain, get soaking wet, and look at an old lady looking sad on a bench. That is true. You're quite right. I hadn't thought about that. But in the meantime, we've got a bit of a banger coming up to finish us off. Tell you what, Matt, you talk us through this one.
Yeah, this is Richie 303, and just proper dark techno. It builds really nicely, and then you just get to that kick, and the vocal comes in, and just like, great, switch the lights off, fire up the laser, let's just have a stomp.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where to put this track, whether to have it near the start or at the end. I definitely want some techno on the first show of the year, and I knew tell her Stewie wouldn't let us down, but then Richie got in touch on Instagram and said, kind of, I love what you guys are doing, kind of be part of it, and he was kind of on my list of people to approach at some point this year. So like, yeah, absolutely, and then he sends you this, and it's like, holy cow, this is just amazing.
I mean, if you're going to end the show on anything, you're going to end it really on a proper big banging beat, and that's exactly what this is.
Techno banger. There's no compromises, no prisoners taken on this. It's just as Matt says, it's a good stomper to finish the night on.
It is. It's a good thick bit of techno. That's the best way to describe it. So I only wrote down. I just wrote down great. I had nothing else to write down. I didn't know what else to write down. It was just, this is just great. It's just my cup of tea. I love this sort of stuff.
Yeah, dark, intense, banging, and he's a relatively kind of new producer as well. So he's not got anything on Bandcamp. He's not really released anything as yet. So if you want to follow him and give him a bit of love, then Instagram is the only real place you can follow Richie 303. But if you're a fan of banging modular techno, then well worth doing.
But I tell you what, you're going to love this next song. This is a techno banger, Richie 303. Here we go. Hey, banger to end the night.
Proper
Can't beat
job.
a bit of that, can you? What were you saying before, Matt?
I was just saying, yeah, watching this, it's kind of like the yin to Probbie's yang. It's like Probbie, you've got a lovely white room, a lovely ambient sounds, very chill out, and then this is the technodrum, this is the hard room. Nice dark, they've got black speakers, dark room, and just head down, stompy beats. Love it.
How good would that sound at Nexus?
Oh man, yeah.
This is the thing, and it says a lot about Nexus, that anytime I hear something like this, that is exactly what I think. Like, I just want to be on that dance floor at Nexus.
I
and
just want to go stomp
yeah.
with our favourite undercover policeman and get in there.
Yay! Absolutely. Yeah, turn up in your suit at Nexus.
Shirt
That's always
tucked
the
in.
best thing.
Maintain standards. Have a stomp.
Yeah. Well, I am 52.
Nice sensible pair of shoes.
Exactly. Just in case there's a rainstorm on the way home. You never know. You never know. But anyway, it would be so nice to see Nexus up and running again. And maybe this summer we'll see all these things happening again, and we can do some live stuff again with Modulate, and who knows what will happen. But in the meantime, we've got this to keep us entertained.
We'll keep doing
we'll
this,
keep on doing it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the more people that do it, as we said at the start, great thing about this is, having done this last year, there's a load of producers who we'd never have met just doing what we did on a kind of Wednesday night in North Wales. And now it just kind of feels like, like people like Almec, Alex and Stuart Tell Her, and Reese Stereoripe coming back and doing the show again and again, it just feels really nice that there's this group of people out there. And I think you were saying, Matt, about the Instagram community when you're doing January. It feels like you're part of something a little bit bigger.
Yeah, absolutely. And
that's kind of normal and reinforces some of the positive things in life.
and it's such a positive community as well. Like since I've been getting a bit more active on Instagram, just everybody has been sending me nice comments and putting likes and stuff, and I love that. It's just, let's all make music together and let's all support each other and like bring each other up, and there's no egos involved in anything. And it's the same. I'm always surprised when you get the tracks in and then you talk to people and everybody's so humble and just like, oh, cheers for having us on. And we're like, oh, well, no, thank you for dropping that thing for us. Like, but it's great.
I think the trick is, and it's something I probably only really learned a couple of years ago, is just to share everything. The thing for creativity and inspiration is the more you share, the more you get back. And I think in the past, I don't know, in certain scenes, people would hold on to ideas, and it'd almost like, oh yeah, I'm not going to release that because it's mine, and I don't want anyone else stealing it and that kind of thing. And Instagram and what we're doing is just the complete opposite of that. People giving their music and their time for free and for nothing more than for being part of a community and sharing with that community and growing and developing through doing it. And it's and if more people do want to get involved with us and do that, they just get in touch on Instagram or on Facebook, or put a comment on the YouTube and we'll pick it up. And more the merrier, really. Just love being part of it with people and working with people who just want to.
So if anybody wants to find on Facebook or anywhere else, just search up for what, Modulate or Modulate TV, or
just search Modulate. I think Modulate on Instagram will kind of get you to us. But if you search Modulate TV on Instagram, I'm trying to establish the hashtag, Jules. I think I'm the only person using the hashtag. But hey ho, it'll get you to our page. But search Modulate TV on Instagram or Facebook, and you'll find us.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, we ought to have a run through of everything we've had for the night on so far, Rob. Do you want to run us through that? I first of all just need to insert that obviously the whole night has been sponsored by Flisty's Velvet Curtains in Abergele. But anyway, do go on, Rob. So what have we had on tonight?
So we had Matt assaulting a robot with his January Mega Jam, and then we had Almec, and with a track from his new album, and we had Tell Her. We then had a rave banger from Stereoripe, which is just fantastic. Absolutely. And a few modular pieces. So we had Andy with his lovely plucky reverb, Probbie with Quadify, just beautiful melodic piece, absolute gorgeousness. And go get his album because it'll be out. Then myself with That House, and then finally finishing with Richie 303. So
I'd say that's a show.
I'd say it's a great start to the new year, that one. Really, really enjoyed pulling that one together.
Absolutely. And please, anybody out there who's listened to this or watched it tonight and thinks, well, maybe I'll get in touch, maybe I won't, just get in touch. We would absolutely love anybody to get in touch. It is just so nice to have this as a community and an all-inclusive community. Everybody is welcome. So please do get in touch if you've got a piece of music that you feel you would just want to have pushed out and have an audience for. This is about everybody trying to get involved and supporting everybody in these difficult times. So please do get in touch.
Absolutely. We've already got some people lined up for February. I mean, I'm getting ahead of the game on this one. If we're lucky, Scarecrow is going to come back.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah, so hopefully he'll have his purple guitar out for us again, or something equally fantastic. There's a few people lined up for February, so should be another cracker.
Brilliant. Well, it's been a cracker tonight. So I don't know why I'm saying thank you to anybody, really. Well, I'll tell you why, because I've done nothing. Rob and Matt, that's why we need to thank you, because you're the guys who put all the effort in and pull the songs together, pull all the graphics together, do all the hard work behind the scenes. I just turn up, say a few words, and then go back home again. Literally all I do. So guys, thank you so much for putting this together. So many people enjoy it. But most importantly, thank you to everybody who's put the performances in tonight, which have just been
absolutely fantastic. And a final thank you, I guess, to the people on the chat. That's one thing that developed at the end of last year and has kept developing, is the people coming on YouTube and commenting. And it's great as an artist when people come on and actually, as your track's being played out, seeing people comment on it. It's fab. So yeah. Everyone who does tune in and listen, thank you.
And thank you, Jules, for being the host with the most, as always.
Always a pleasure, never a chore. Well, not for me anyway. So yes, anyway, it's been a pleasure. And lovely to see you guys. Always love chatting with you. So we hope to see you next time. So when's the next one, Rob?
It'll be sometime in February.
Sometime in February. We hope to see you sometime in February. Stay safe out there. Look after yourselves. It's a difficult time, but just put an arm around somebody if it's socially acceptable to do so and they live in your own household.
Oh, good luck with that, Eddie.
Maybe ask them first.